Welcome to the Open Ultra League, and the first one disclaimer is that we're running a super spicy team, and as you can see that we are the 2000 ELO, and we're gonna meet many opponents who are also running the same amount of spice. So picking up a lead against a Walden in the first game, which is a very good lead. We have the rollout Alolan Golem. We're going to share our thoughts on that later. He did not build to the Earthquake, so we're not going to shield that. Tank it and bait with the Rock Slide. With the Rock Blast, because Wild Charge would do massive damage. He shields it, respects the Wild Charge, and he's going for a move. He has built up to the Earthquake, so we're going to respect it. But as we know, Walrens love to bait. But we're almost at the back-to-back Rock Slides, which means that we can either KO this here or we can grab a shield. So we almost KO it, catch it. Did he throw the Earthquake or did he bait again with the Icicle Spear? Well, to be honest, he doesn't need to bait because we were that low. And in comes a Muck. Muck can easily one-shot us with the Thunder Punch, but since the star of this team is Staraptor, so we're going to let this go. We're going to believe in Staraptor and let's see what we can do with it. In comes the Staraptor. Now we're going to wait out the switch clock so that we can potentially catch on the Alolan Golem later, and we're going to try to gust him down. Let's see if we can do that. We sneak in a gust because he throws on alignment. Huge mistake by the Muck. This means that he's not going to reach the second move and we can easily farm him all the way down. In comes the Walden. We try to catch, but he realizes that he saves the Walden with an Icicle Spear, and that's terrible. This means that he has a loaded Icicle Spear. We don't have a shield, so he can land that Icicle Spear later on the Staraptor and win the game. So we have to beat the Giratina with Staraptor, and we also have to keep a loaded close combat. Best case scenario, as our Golem gets a CMP tie over there, we're going to overfarm as much as we can, get to the 100 energy. Shadow Claws are double resisted, so we don't have to fear that. We can easily tank that, not a problem. We're at 100 energy. This Brave Bird will easily kill Giratina and his friends, but do we have a close combat? Yes, we do. I remember while playing this game, we were not sure if we could stack a close combat and a Brave Bird, but the bravest bird, Staraptor, with the clutch.
Staraptor putting in the work.
Staraptor putting in crazy amounts of work there and taking out two bulky top meta threats in Giratina and Walrein. So the first team was not spiced by the opponent, but we spiced him out. In comes Giratina, which is very, very bad for the Golem. So we safe switch to our Gyarados. He stays in for a while and in comes a Togekiss. Against this, we can't really flip it, but we're going to try to build up to the Hydro Pump just in case the opponent respects it. It only happens once out of 100 times, but we still tried. We tried to go for 2 Aqua Tails, but I don't think that's going to be possible because we're just going to get taken out by the Togekiss. In hindsight, we can actually undercharge that Aqua Tail to get more energy on the Golem, but that's absolutely fine. Let's bring in the Golem and we're going for rollout, and you can see that since rollout does very less damage, we're able to get in a couple of them. In comes the Giratina, and for some reason the Giratina just throws right away, which is absolutely fine. We're going to take the energy here and we need to switch to the Staraptor because the Staraptor does not have, the Golem does not have any play against that. In comes an Alolan Mug. This looks terrible. He's going to go for the Acid Spray for sure. We are going to call it and we get the call right, but this is looking really bad. So we're going to go here for the close combat. We had the back-to-back. This is going to definitely KO him if he lets it go. He does. And at this range, we can only go for one move, so might as well go for the Brave Bird. No point in baiting. We would not even make a second move. And he rightly shields it up, and it's a CMP tie. So now it's going to come down to Alolan Golem with 2 shields versus a single shield Giratina. And you'll see that even with a shield advantage, it's very difficult to take down this bulky monster because Rock Blast just does not do too much damage. If we were running the Stone Edge, I think this could have been a much better scenario, but we're going to still try. We're going to try. As you can see, the Rock Blast does only 20% of his health, and we have 2 shields, might as well start using them. We can't take them to the next match, and we're going straight for the Wild Charge here, expecting to KO it from this range, right? Because the Rock Blast did 20%, and even though Wild Charge is resisted, it has much more damage. But as you'll see, it just falls short, and since we're not running the Volt Switch, which does much more damage, we won't be able to win this game, and it's a very tough loss.
So we thought about changing the rollout to Volt Switch, but
we're going to just go ahead with it for this set. But we'll highly recommend running the Volt Switch, even though it sucks that we have a Comday move and to get rid of it. That's the reason why we just went ahead with the whole set. Now this is a Spice Lord. Spoiler alert: this guy is running some crazy spice. In comes a Duck, which is a very good. This is a very good safe switch, but he does not build up to the Brave Bird. We can tank whatever he throws. He goes for the Leaf Blade, which is absolutely fine. We're going to throw the Aqua Tail just before he reaches the second move, so that we don't have to shield first. We're going to make him decide, and he decides to shield, which is absolutely fine by us. We can shield here and outpace to the next Aqua Tail. So either we take 2 shields or we flip switch. And either outcome is like good for us. Let's see, if he shields this, we're going to let it go, and if he does not, then we get switch. So he lets it go, we have switch advantage, and he has a Dialga. Can you believe that?
That is some spice.
That is some spice. Massive respect to this trainer for running Dialga, and our Alolan Golem has no play against Dialga, so we might as well bring in the Staraptor. We're going to try to build up to the back-to-back close combats and throw them, but he brings in the Lugia, which gives us a nice win condition. We can overfarm significantly, and we can leave the matchup with almost 2 close combats loaded. And as you can see, that Lugia usually runs Sky Attack and the Aeroblast, and both of them are double resisted on our Magnet Boy. And we are going for a Rock Blast. This is not going to do much, but he shields, fearing the Wild Charge. And now we are sitting in a really good position. And you can see that does laughable amount of damage. That's like 20%. It just like tickles the Golem, and like Golem is having a good time. Going for the Wild Charge here so that we lower our defense as well. Take him out. Go for another Wild Charge, and by this time the switch clock will come up, and we're going to finish this match with the Staraptor going for the Brave Bird on the Lord of Time or Space. I'm not sure which one Dialga is, but we boom, small boom to take out the Dialga. And that's a great game. Massive respect to the opponent for running such spice at 2000 ELO. Massive respect. So 2 more games to go. We're going 2-1 so far. Let's see if we can get it to 4-1, or do we end up losing some points. We are picking up a match against Doughboy, and he has another Walrein Blade. This is amazing. This is part of the reason why we are running the Alolan, because of all these Walreins. Again, he does not build up to the Earthquake. Massive misplay by the opponent, because we're not going to give him a shield for that. And in comes a Meganium. And now look at those gusts go. Just look at them go. And Staraptor, we were actually pleasantly surprised to see that we can tank it quite nicely. But as you'll see, we thought of farming him down. We could have thrown the close combat here, but at this point we were scared, so we shielded. We may have lived with, I don't know, with like 1 HP and a dream, but we didn't want to risk it. We had 2 close combats loaded, and this is going to get both shields are going to do massive damage here. He lets the first one go, and you can see that almost takes out the Fat Walrus. We're going for the second close combat. Does he want to shield this? He does not. He's putting all of his faith in his last mon, Nidoqueen, and this is looking really bad, because Nidoqueen absolutely destroys Alolan Golem, and with a shield advantage it can easily beat Gyarados. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the first Poison Fang, because this does not do too much damage. We're going to count to 5. Lag makes it very difficult, but we're able to catch. So we waste his energy here on the Alolan Golem. It's resisted damage, and we're going to just spam out, roll out, Rock Blast after Rock Blast, and then we're going to go for the Wild Charge so that he does not get too much energy. He shielded that. Maybe he expected Stone Edge on us, but it doesn't really make too much sense, but that's fine. We're going to keep throwing. We're going to throw 1 more Wild Charge, and he has to respect this, otherwise he's going to get pretty low. Let's see what happens here. He lets it go, and he's super.
CMP tie.
And it's a CMP tie. Best case scenario. So the Nidoqueen is now at almost 2 Poison Fangs, and sadly we can't switch out, but that's fine. And we're not going to throw the Aqua Tail here, because that's our lose condition. We can't let him sneak in a Poison Jab, Dragon Tail versus Poison Jab, and we win. That was a super close game, fun game, and that's a GG. That's 3-1, and now we're going to get to the last game of this set. Let's see how this goes. Can our Staraptor put in some work? Staraptor has been doing a lot of work in this set so far, landing Brave Birds and close combats, picking up the Nightmare lead. This team beats the whole team except for Gyarados, so we have no choice but to switch in Staraptor, because if we switched in Gyarados, he would run away, and then Swampert would beat the other 2. So we bring in Staraptor, and we comfortably tank that, and he brings in a Sceptile of all things, a Grass type to a Gust Staraptor. He must be very weak, so we go for the close combat as he reaches his Leaf Blade, but he throws after 4 Bullet Seeds. This means this could be this is a Frenzy Plant. Now we can outpace him. Since he's not running the move of Leaf Blade, we can outpace him easily and get to the next close combat. So he has to double shield or let it go. He does let it go, so Staraptor has flip switch, and Swampert can't even farm us down. He throws his energy, wasting all of that energy, and look at how low we've got him. He's at 45% health only from the gusts. And even better, he's staying in against our Gyarados, which means he must be weak to Gyarados in the back. And we're not going to shield anything. Those moves don't do much damage. We can just farm him all the way down. And let's see what he has in the back, because we have a Alolan Golem and a loaded Gyarados. What does he have? Let's find. And he has a Blaziken, concedes the game. So we're ending it on a 4-1, which was an amazing set. We were blown away by Staraptor. Of course, this is the 2000 ELO, so you cannot expect a lot of Excelmons, but at this range, it's a super fun team. We'd highly recommend Staraptor, but not roll out on the Golem. Yeah.